What happened? Lingwan shook her head and revealed everything she had just learned. Where did Xiaoyu go? Is he going to leave us? Both of them had the same thought in their hearts. Lingwan's eyes turned slightly red, and her body swayed a bit, unable to accept it. Already on the way to school, she had thought of every possibility. She even imagined that Xiaoyu was just jealous and angry. But she never thought he would leave. For a moment, neither of them could accept it, and they instantly thought, did we pressure him too much for him to leave without saying goodbye? But in the next split second, a boy's voice interrupted their thoughts. Beautiful girls, there is a boy at the gate. He picked up your gifts and flowers, and he says he knows you. Go see him quickly. It's raining outside, it wouldn't be good if you got sick. Hearing this, the two looked at each other and saw surprise and excitement in each other's eyes. They were unexpectedly overjoyed. They rushed toward the school entrance. It must be Xiaoyu. That impossible fantasy arose in their hearts. It didn't matter if they weren't at the same school, as long as Xiaoyu still accepted their confession. As they approached the entrance, Lingwan's heart was pounding wildly, and Lu Ruyan was also extremely nervous until they reached the gate, and the boy holding 2 bouquets of flowers turned around. Both of them froze in their tracks. How is it you? Xiaoyu, what are you doing here? And Xiaoyu was completely soaked by the rain, doing his best to protect the flowers against his chest from the rain with his small body. Lu Yan, Wanner, you're finally here. I've been taking care of your gifts and flowers. Since Xiaoyu hasn't arrived yet, I've been waiting for a long time. You don't need to take care of them. Go back first. If Xiaoyu isn't coming. They never expected this to be the outcome. All their expectations vanished in an instant, and the feeling in their hearts was far from pleasant. At that moment, they were in no mood to comfort Xiaoyu. However, he didn't give up, he smiled while holding the gifts and tried to comfort them. Lu Yan, Wanner, don't be discouraged. Maybe Xiaoyu just hasn't thought it through. Maybe in a little while he'll understand. Look, the gifts you prepared are very good. Boys like me like them a lot, I'm sure Xiaoyu will like them too. Too bad neither of them listened to his words carefully. Before, they couldn't bear to see Xiaoyu get hurt, but now they completely ignored him even as he got drenched in the rain. Xiaoyu won't like them. The three of them had grown up together, so how could they not understand what Xiaoyu meant? His behavior was clearly a rejection. To get away from them, Xiaoyu had changed his admission application without ever telling them a thing. Wasn't that action clear enough? They thought that by being good to Xiaoyu, they would make Xiaoyu jealous, cause him to compete for them, and finally accept their confession. But they never imagined that he wouldn't want either of them. Lu Ruyan and Lingwan's eyes were filled with desolation. At that moment, Xiaoyu suddenly opened the 2 gift boxes. He put on the watch and the diamond ring. He took their hands, one in each of his. Lu Yan, Wanner. Xiaoyu doesn't like them, but you still have me. You are so wonderful, if Xiaoyu doesn't see it, couldn't you look at someone close to you? I'm pretty good too. Xiaoyu shouted these words, completely unbothered by the rain soaking his clothes. Suddenly, the entire campus fell silent, including Lu Ruyan and Lingwan. Lingwan twisted her mouth in an unnatural way. As if joking, she said, Xiaoyu, are you kidding me? Don't be foolish. Take off the ring, it's not for you to wear. Lu Ruyan stared fixedly at Xiaoyu's hands, her gaze so cold it looked as if she wanted to chop them off. Who gave you permission to put it on? Take it off, it's not for you. With her cold hand, she tightly gripped Xiaoyu's hand and pulled off the ring he had just put on. Xiaoyu froze completely. Tears welled up instantly, and he cried pitifully, apologizing over and over again. I'm sorry, I know it belongs to Xiaoyu, it was a misunderstanding. But he never heard any footsteps following behind him. This time, he was completely desperate. He believed he already had them under his control, that they loved him to the point of no escape. Then why was this happening? If Xiaoyu had abandoned them on the agreed day of the confession, what right did they still have to love him so much? Xiaoyu stood by a secluded lake, feeling lost. It was also his first day at this school. He had accidentally wandered off the path and then forgot how to get back. Furious, he kicked a large nearby tree. Why does even the road have to make things difficult for me? But because the ground was slippery from the rain, he slipped and fell flat into a split. His carefully prepared image was left an absolute mess. Xiaoyu almost cried out of sheer rage. Lying on the ground, grimacing in pain, it took him a long time to barely stand up, his heart filled with resentment. Why does everyone love Xiaoyu so much? Even after all this, they still love him like that. Family, status, money, parents who love him, a younger sister he grew up with. He has everything. Why can't he just give me a little bit? Even if it's just one thing. What right do they have to do this to me? His resentment grew heavier and heavier, and he punched the tree trunk hard. Most importantly, Xiaoyu had the best grades. He went to Peking University. When our school got the news, we found it a bit strange. How come he didn't stay with you two at Wadia University in this city? But it was already a done deal, and you guys didn't ask at the time. The admission list was posted in the class group chat. Take a look and you'll see. Lingwan quickly opened the class group and searched carefully. Lu Ruyan said her thanks and hung up the phone. Sure enough, seeing Xiaoyu's name on the admission list, both of them were stunned. Peking University is thousands of miles away. Why would he choose to go there when they had previously agreed to all enroll at Hua University? Why did he suddenly change his mind? At the same time, just as I got off the plane, I saw someone holding a sign with my name on it, Xiaoyu. I was stunned for a moment. Bai Ning extended her hand. She took my suitcase from my hand and introduced herself. I am Bai Ningbing, your fiancé by family agreement. Then she called the Bai family driver, and together they loaded the rest of my luggage into the car. Dazed, I let Bai Ningbing lead me away, until I felt the cool weather of the northern city. I instinctively shivered. Meanwhile, back there, Lu Ruyan and the other girl carefully put the family heirloom back into its box. They had never once thought about accepting Xiaoyu, rather, they were using him as a tool to make Xiaoyu jealous. Now that Xiaoyu was gone, there was no need to be so nice to him anymore. Furthermore, because of him, Xiaoyu hadn't chosen either of them. Lu Ruyan looked at Lingwan with discontent in her eyes. If we hadn't made that damn agreement in the beginning, maybe by now we would have already won Xiaoyu over. We wouldn't be like this, without even knowing where he went. An endless silence followed. Suddenly, Lu Ruyan spoke up. The high school tutor must know where he went. Of course, Teacher Lu is our high school tutor. She surely knows which university Xiaoyu goes to. The two quickly made the call. Hello, Teacher Lu? This is Lu Ruyan. I wanted to ask you which university Xiaoyu went to. The three of you are together almost every day. Don't you even know which university Xiaoyu went to? Lu Ruyan remained silent, a bit embarrassed. On the other end of the line, Teacher Lu spoke with pride. Suddenly, my mind snapped back to clarity. Did I get the wrong person? Are you really the one my mother mentioned? My fiancé by agreement? Just as I finished asking my question, a trench coat was draped over my shoulders. Bai Ningbing pulled out a photo and placed it in front of me. I don't think I'm mistaken. I took the photo and saw that it was me. The photo also carried a bit of her scent. Sorry, I shouldn't have doubted you. It doesn't matter. I am in the School of Financial Management at Peking University, a year ahead of you. If you need anything, you can look for me. Let's add each other as friends. Bai Ningbing accompanied me all the way to the dormitory entrance and, along with the driver, moved all my luggage into the room. Before I could even decline, she had already put my things in order, including making the bed. Only a few of my personal garments were left for me to organize myself. He handled basically everything else, and if something was missing, he noticed instantly. She quickly sent someone to buy it. For a moment, I felt deeply flattered. She was incredibly attentive. Looking at Bai Ningbing's busy back, I had the illusion that she really was my girlfriend, but I instantly snapped out of it. With the previous warning fresh in my mind, I barely wanted to show my true heart ever again. Sister Ningbing, thank you for today. I'll treat you to dinner when I have time, okay? By the time I lay down on the bed and fell fast asleep, Lu Ruyan and Lin Wan back at Hua University couldn't get a wink of sleep. Now that Xiaoyu was no longer at Hua, everything here had lost its appeal. Lu Ruyan rejected all class activities, even using family connections to avoid the upcoming military training. Standing on the balcony, she called her father. Dad, I want to transfer to Peking University. There was a long silence on the other end of the phone, followed by angry shouting. Lu Ruyan, are you crazy? University is not like high school, you can't just go wherever you want. I don't agree. You know that because of the Lu family's position, your every move must be extremely cautious. Forget about transferring, unless you drop out of university and retake the entrance exam. As soon as he finished speaking, a beep sounded and he hung up. Lu Ruyan already knew this would be the outcome. She didn't feel any disappointment. This call wasn't to ask for an opinion, but to notify him. Meanwhile, Lin Wan, standing beside her, had the exact same experience. Lin Wan, do you think you're a 3-year-old child? Today you want to go here, tomorrow you cry out to go to another university. This is not a joke. With your carefree attitude, being able to get into Hua University was already the answer to my prayers. Your mother and I do not agree. I know it's because Xiaoyu wants to go to Peking, but enough is enough. If he went that far away, isn't it to get away from you? Give up. The Lin family won't give you any help. If you really want to go, find a way by yourself. Lin Wan also fell silent. Without a word, to them, it didn't matter which university it was. Before, they thought Xiaoyu liked Hua University, which is why they had specifically taken him to the gates of Hua for a photo. They were sure he would come here to study. But they never expected that Xiaoyu, in order to flee from them, could make such a sudden decision. The two of them barely slept all night. The next day, they should have gone with their classmates to the freshman orientation, but instead, they headed straight to the academic affairs office. The academic affairs professor frowned and asked repeatedly, "Is Hua University not good enough? Why do you want to drop out? Do you want to waste all the effort of your high school years? You must understand that Hua and Peking are equally good, it doesn't matter which one you go to. Besides, this place is more suitable for your future development." The professor tried his absolute best to retain these two gems. "Professor, with my intelligence, any university is easy for me. Xiaoyu is not here, so I have no reason to stay either." "Me too. It's just an entrance exam, with a little effort, it's enough. I don't want to be separated from Xiaoyu." The academic affairs professor hesitated. At that moment, Xiaoyu was standing outside the door and heard everything. He had thought that now that the three of them were at Hua University, only Xiaoyu was missing. It was his chance. But he never imagined they would give up their studies for Xiaoyu. "No, Ruyan, Wanner. Please don't drop out. I don't want to be separated from you. Look at who is standing behind you too, okay? I beg of you. You can't just look at Xiaoyu. I'm not worse than him either. Clearly, I love you more." Hearing this, the coldness and contempt in their eyes became increasingly obvious. A deathly silence reigned in the office. After a long while, Lu Ruyan broke the silence first. "Xiaoyu, do you remember what you promised us before?" Hearing this, Xiaoyu's heart turned completely cold. Ling Wan suppressed her anger. She dragged him out of the office and then threw a punch that whistled through the air, but struck the wall right next to him instead. The plaster layer peeled off, and a few fragments fell onto Xiaoyu. "Xiaoyu, we agreed beforehand that you would help us fake things so that Xiaoyu would get jealous. You promised us that you would never have inappropriate thoughts toward us. That is why we chose you. You gave us your word in the beginning. Now it turns out that while we were trying to court Xiaoyu, look at us now. You used us to push Xiaoyu away, and you still wanted to confess to us? I remember warning you more than once not to harbor undue feelings toward us. How do we fix this now?" The two of them spoke one after the other, practically nailing Xiaoyu to a cross. It was as if at any second they would eliminate an anomaly. He was extremely nervous, trembling non-stop, unable to utter a single complete sentence. During this time, Xiaoyu had been so immersed in his delusion of happiness that he had already forgotten the initial agreement. He still remembered when he met the two of them for the first time. They seemed like celestial beings to him. Xiaoyu had brought him into contact with them time and time again, and Xiaoyu witnessed how much they valued and cared for Xiaoyu. Gradually, greed arose within him too. Just thinking about it made Xiaoyu thrilled. He dreamed of being Xiaoyu. So, he made a bold decision. Xiaoyu went to find them and proposed a cooperation. The terms of the deal were that they would pretend to be good to Xiaoyu to make Xiaoyu jealous, and he, in turn, would help the two of them win Xiaoyu over. To make them believe this method was effective, Xiaoyu had deliberately thrown away the love letters they had prepared for Xiaoyu and additionally forged the handwriting to address them to himself. When Xiaoyu discovered those two love letters, the expression of shock and bewilderment on his face was something Xiaoyu still remembered clearly. It was just as expected. Xiaoyu took the letters to confront them, and exactly as they desired, Xiaoyu felt jealous. After that, they believed him and decided to explain everything to Xiaoyu on the opening day of Hua University. But none of them expected that Xiaoyu was already extremely disappointed in the two of them after remembering everything that had happened during that time. Xiaoyu smiled madly. If it weren't for the reminder from Lu Ruyan and Lingwan, he would probably still be submerged in the beautiful dream he had woven for himself. Their cold and relentless gazes made it seem as if the good treatment they had given him all this time had never existed. He instinctively reached out his fingers to touch them, but was cut off without hesitation. You deceived us and also pushed Xiaoyu away. So don't blame me. If it weren't for you, Xiaoyu would never have left us. Isn't your future what matters most to you? We will withdraw our financial support for you, and furthermore, you will pay for everything you did to Xiaoyu, one by one. Xiaoyu went from laughing to crying, screaming heartbreakingly, trying to awaken their compassion. Lu Ruyan, Lingwan. Don't fool yourselves. During this time, you had countless opportunities to win Xiaoyu back, but neither of you did. You drove him away yourselves. I already said it, he doesn't love you. The one who loves you the most is me. However, in their eyes, there was only coldness. Enough. Xiaoyu still doesn't get it. Then, the two of them left Xiaoyu sprawled on the ground and went straight to process their withdrawal from the university without hesitation. Xiaoyu fell to the ground disheveled, his heart utterly frantic. Withdrawing the financial support alone would be enough to bring him to ruin. He was accustomed to a life of luxury, falling back into the mud was out of the question. Xiaoyu suddenly felt a wave of regret. He got up quickly, took the cards they had given him before, and rushed to the bank. He arrived in a hurry. I want to withdraw cash, the more the better. He entered the password nervously. With trembling fingers, it took him several attempts to complete it, waiting for the confirmation. At that moment, only a large amount of cash could calm his anxiety. However, at that very instant, the ATM screen displayed, "Your bank card has been frozen." Xiaoyu panicked completely. He quickly switched to another machine, forcing himself to find comfort. It must be a machine malfunction. It can't happen this fast. He didn't know how many machines he tried, but the message displayed was always the same. Xiaoyu muttered like a madman, took the bank card, and shoved it in front of the clerk at the bank teller window. He shouted loudly, "Give me cash. Everything you have." "I'm sorry, both of your bank cards have been frozen." Hearing this, Xiaoyu lost all strength in his body, collapsing onto the floor like a pile of mud. It was over, everything was over. He carelessly threw the two bank cards onto the floor, nearly on the verge of collapsing from despair. Even he didn't know how he managed to walk back. As he was walking, a mischievous child holding a firework suddenly ran past. Laughing and playing with his friends without looking where he was going, the boy accidentally bumped into Xiaoyu's calf. "Go away! Don't touch me!" The firework exploded behind Xiaoyu. His clothes caught fire from the sparks. A blinking red dot could be glimpsed nearby, and then a bodyguard dressed in black holding a phone reported in a low voice, "Boss Xiao, it's done. I guarantee Xiao Yu won't have a good time." Zhao's father stood by the floor-to-ceiling window, looking out at the river. He let out a faint MMH. Xiao Yu struggled for a long time and barely managed to put out the fire on his back. Then, limping, he headed to the hospital. The intense, burning pain on his back also made him break into a cold sweat. His face pale as ash, Xiao Yu fainted after taking a few steps. When he woke up again, he felt a tearing pain throughout his entire body. The nurse, seeing him awake, urged him to pay. "Mr. Xia, we couldn't contact anyone on your emergency list. The surgery and hospitalization expenses must be paid on time, otherwise, subsequent operations probably won't be performed. You won't be able to stay in the hospital for treatment either. Please, I beg of you, help me. Right now in the hospital, I have no money to pay for the surgery. I implore you, help me just this once. What happened before was my fault, but I couldn't foresee Xiaoyu's feelings. You two tried it before and it worked. I beg you, please." Xiaoyu repeated his pleas countless times, until his voice turned hoarse. Only then did Lu Ruyan, on the other end of the phone, speak slowly. "Speaking of which, it seems I forgot that you did so many terrible things to Xiaoyu before. Our measures were far too soft for you to still think about begging me even now. Anyone who hurts Xiaoyu must pay for it 1,000 times over." After Lu Ruyan and Lin Wan withdrew from the school, they immediately enrolled in tutoring classes. Suddenly, an insider leaked everything about Xiaoyu, and many people were talking about him with contempt. However, he lay in the hospital completely unaware of it. Lu Ruyan, naturally, believed that her performance was good enough and that even without the tutoring, she could enter Peking University. The tutoring was just a formality. Although Lin Wan didn't perform as well as Lu Ruyan, she didn't worry either. If she couldn't surpass Lu Ruyan, she could just hire a private tutor. Thus, both of them rushed toward Peking University in the northern city. Meanwhile, my roommates here are all very nice. Everything on campus is so beautiful that it almost makes me forget about those two. It's all over. Suddenly, my phone rang. Is it Sister Bai again? She's definitely inviting you to dinner. Tell us the truth, when are you two going to be together? Yes. So many people are shipping you two. The three of us are betting on how long it will take Sister Bai to win you over. The girls were all rowdy, talking non-stop, and I felt my cheeks flush. Well, I haven't decided yet, and besides, she hasn't formally confessed to me. I'm just grateful for her help during this time. After sending my roommates off, I peeked out from the dormitory entrance, but I didn't see Bai Ningbing. Just as I was feeling confused, my military training instructor appeared in front of me holding a bouquet of red roses. Xia Xiaoyu, I like you very much. Can I be with you? Behind me, some classmates crowded around and cheered, Accept. I'm sorry, I don't like you. I cannot be with you. The instructor, who was quite good-looking, put on a displeased face, her lips trembling a couple of times. Wanting to say something more, Bai Ningbing suddenly appeared behind me, politely placing her warm hand on my shoulder. Xia Xiaoyu has already rejected you, shouldn't you leave? Upon seeing Bai Ningbing, the instructor went pale instantly and left in disappointment. The others dispersed as well. It seems everyone is afraid of you. Of course. After all, I am like their assistant teacher, so they fear me. Teacher? You aren't much older than me. In the second half of last year, I had already completed all my undergraduate studies and began my graduate training ahead of schedule. Right in the first half of this year, I was extraordinarily promoted to a substitute lecturer, teaching classes to some students. Perhaps that's why they fear me like this. Bai Ningbing hid a few facts, but they were inconsequential. In reality, having received management education since childhood, she had already completed several university courses on her own. Now she was merely fulfilling some necessary stages in life. It wouldn't be interesting to complete the whole challenge too early, it would be too boring. But Bai Ningbing hadn't expected that a small, unforeseen variable, me, would appear in her life. It was also after meeting me that she thought I was somewhat interesting. You are so imposing. I'm sure they just respect you. I found excuses for everything that had just occurred. Bai Ningbing smiled faintly but didn't explain further. On their way to a restaurant featuring cuisine from the four regions, they unexpectedly ran into two people I never wanted to see again. Who is she? Never before had anyone given them such a sense of danger, not even between themselves. Before, they always thought that I would choose one of them to be together, but they never imagined that I wouldn't choose either, but rather someone else. Lu Ruyan, with a gaze as cold as ice, confronted Bai Ningbing without backing down. Who is she? It seems that has nothing to do with you. Shouldn't you be accompanying Xiaoyu right now? Bai Ningbing took my hand to comfort me, giving me a warm, reassuring strength. We are not with him. He has already received his deserved punishment. What happened before? I can explain it to you. In the photos they had seen, Xiaoyu no longer possessed his old elegance. Did you come to seek his forgiveness? It doesn't seem necessary. I don't think there is anything left to explain. We didn't come to ask for forgiveness for Xiaoyu. What is happening to him now is what he deserves. We were deceived by him before, which is why we treated you so coldly. Lin Wan and Lu Ruyan took turns explaining everything that had happened during that time, because they feared that if they didn't explain, they might truly lose Xiaoyu. In two completely different pairs of eyes, there was the exact same sincerity. Are you joking? Or are you lying to me? Is that your explanation? It's too ridiculous. Even if everything you say is true, the damage I suffered is real. I don't want to forgive you, and it's no longer possible for me to do so. Lu Ruyan, Lin Wan, when you truly love someone, you never hurt the person you love. If you really liked Xiaoyu, you wouldn't have hurt him that way. And by the way, let me introduce myself. I am Xiaoyu's fiancé. Hearing this, both of them froze in their tracks. They could hardly believe what they had just heard. Xiaoyu, I want you to tell me if this is true or a lie. If you say it's a lie, I will believe you. I also looked at Bai Ningbing with some surprise. She returned a reassuring gaze. Then, I took Bai Ningbing's hand and naturally intertwined our fingers. Isn't it obvious enough? Our parents agreed on our childhood engagement a long time ago. Now Bai Ningbing is my fiancé. Let go of him. Xiaoyu, a childhood engagement cannot be taken seriously. We love you so much. Don't find someone just to deceive us. This joke isn't funny at all. We have made mistakes, you can punish us however you want, but don't do this. We cannot live without you. In less than a minute, several bodyguards appeared, grabbed Lu Ruyan and Lin Wan, and took them away. Their withdrawal from school has nothing to do with me, it was their own decision. I stopped liking them a long time ago. Don't they understand that? A direct rejection. It broke their hearts completely. In front of them, Bai Ningbing took my hand, and we entered the private restaurant. Are you okay? There's no problem anymore. Thank you for your help. Both of us sat across from each other at the table. Bai Ningbing ate in silence. Our tastes were very similar, all the dishes on the table were to our liking. Bai Ningbing paid constant attention to my preferences. She served me vegetables and refilled my tea. Seeing the corners of my lips rise slightly, Bai Ningbing also sketched an almost imperceptible smile. Then, without leaving a trace, she glanced toward a hidden corner. Miss Lu, I advise you not to bother Mr. Shou again, or face the consequences. Lu Ruyan stood up in silence, not taking those words seriously. It was impossible for her not to persist. On the other hand, Lin Wan, upon being taken home, she was locked up by her father. Dad, I'm not going to give up on Xiaoyu. Didn't you support me liking him before? Why can't you keep supporting me now? You know very well that was before. How have you treated Xiaoyu during this past year? Have you forgotten? Do you know how many times your mother and I went to the Xiao family's house to apologize because of you? It's enough that you failed Xiaoyu, and also that you got entangled with Xiaoyu. why did you do all that? And now you regret it. You have brought shame upon the Lin family. It seems your mother and I have spoiled you too much. Starting today, stay home and study hard. Don't go out. Mr. Lin's chest was heaving. Mrs. Lin stroked his back to calm him down, but he remained stubborn, refusing to back down. Dad, Mom. I failed Xiaoyu before. I can bear the consequences. I will also seek his forgiveness, but I will never let him go. With the help of Lu Ruyan, Lin Wan escaped from her family's sanctuary. The Lu family's house was empty, with many things piled on the floor. Every object held memories of the three of them in the past, memories of childhood games, diaries with secrets. Xiaoyu has always been soft-hearted, I'm sure he will forgive us. We just used the wrong method. Lin Wan looked at those objects and remained silent for a long time before speaking with difficulty. Let's work together. In front of the common enemy, by Ningbing, only by cooperating will we have a chance to win Xiaoyu back. Yes. In just 3 days, they organized all the things from the past. Looking at the items filling several boxes, they stood stunned, not knowing why. Their hearts were incredibly unsettled, and they instinctively remembered the doll that Xiaoyu had thrown into the trash that day. Was it really because of mold? They still kept theirs in good condition. How could his have grown moldy? Everything that had occurred in just those 2 months before the start of the semester replayed in their minds. Although they already had a vague answer inside, they instinctively avoided it. As soon as they had returned to City H, they slipped away to Beijing once again. In the library, there was a small room exclusive to Bai Ningbing. She and Xiaoyu were sitting face to face, studying alone, exchanging a few words from time to time. After Xiaoyu recognized Bai Ningbing's exceptional ability, he went to study with her almost every day. At that moment, the scholarly Bai Ningbing was an unbeatable helper. Xiaoyu wished to be by her side all the time, learning from her. The atmosphere between them looked nothing like the romantic relationship rumored by others, but rather like that of a master and disciple. Bai Ningbing was also meeting someone who could follow her line of thought for the first time, so she taught him everything she knew. However, this scene, witnessed by Lu Ruyan and Lin Wan, drove them almost to the brink of madness. They built a castle of blocks made of flowers, which was transported to the outskirts of the library. Inside countless gift boxes, they kept the memories of the three of them over all those years. Innumerous candles shone like stars, making the castle look even more magical. Lu Ruyan and Lin Wan had dressed up carefully, wearing completely different styles of dresses. But wearing the exact same shoes, they held bouquets of flowers in their hands, waiting somewhat nervously. Lin Wan couldn't wait any longer and shouted upward, "Xie Xiaoyu! I've come to fulfill my promise. Last time you didn't hear my confession, this time you can't miss it." Many classmates were drawn by the commotion and poked their heads out to look. "Xie Xiaoyu, you promised before that you would choose one of us to be together. Now is the time to decide." Seeing this scene from above, Xiaoyu didn't feel a single bit of emotion. He directly called the police, citing a fire hazard and public disturbance. Bai Ningbing also helped find the professor in charge of the school. Additionally, they called a water tanker truck. Xiaoyu walked down the stairs and stood in front of them. "Do you remember the game of truth or dare from the gathering the other night? I said that on the starting day of the semester, I would throw 2 things away, you too. No matter how many times this repeats, I am not choosing either of you." As soon as he finished speaking, the water tanker arrived. A jet of water rushed forward and extinguished all the candles in an instant. Lu Ruyan and Lin Wan were left drenched like soaked chickens. A carefully prepared confession ended in absolute chaos. Strands of Lu Ruyan's hair were still dripping water onto her forehead, her pale face looked terrible. "Xiaoyu, I'm sorry. What we did before was wrong, but can you give me another chance? I have loved you for so many years. Look at all these things, they are proof of my love for you. Don't be so cruel, I beg of you," she said while anxiously dropping to her knees and pulling out the familiar family heirloom box. "This ring can only be yours. If you don't want it, I'd rather throw it away." Xiaoyu didn't feel even a shred of emotion. "Lin Wan, I'm not asking you to choose between us. As long as you stay away from Bai Ningbing, we are willing to love you together. Then, she also pulled out the jade watch, another family heirloom. Many of those present began whispering and gossiping, but Xiao Yu remained completely unfazed. On the contrary, he found their words absolutely absurd. Are you crazy? You killed my feelings for you yourselves. Don't even talk about forgiving you, much less staying together. It's impossible. Give up. Those family heirlooms are your own business. If you throw them away, I don't care. I don't need them. Having said this, Xiao Yu turned around and walked away without hesitation, making his stance crystal clear. Lu Ruyan stared fixedly at Xiao Yu's back as he walked away, but she was still not resigned and wanted to run after him. Who called the police? Who did all this? After a brief interrogation, the police took both of them away. A patrol car didn't have room for everyone, so Xiao Yu and Bai Ningbing offered to ride in their own car to give their testimony at the station. The group headed to the police station, but suddenly, an old pickup truck abruptly lunged toward the patrol car. Bai Ningbing's driver was a former Special Forces soldier. He reacted with incredible speed and skillfully swerved to evade. However, the patrol car wasn't as lucky, even though it was already attempting an agile maneuver. The pickup truck, as if aiming directly at the police vehicle, had a very clear objective and crashed ruthlessly into the rear of the patrol car. The man driving the pickup truck was Xiao Yu. He wanted everyone to regret it, but he never imagined that Xiao Yu wasn't inside the patrol car. Instead, Lu Ruyan and Lin Wan, along with the auxiliary officer, were knocked unconscious. No one knows how many days passed before Lin Wan woke up. She was only slightly injured because the police had shielded her during the impact. The injury wasn't severe, just a compression fracture in one leg. However, she refused Xiao Yu's visit. She didn't want him to see her leg in a cast. Lu Ruyan also woke up, but her mind was struggling. Every time she tried to think hard about something, her head throbbed with intense pain. Lu Ruyan lay in the hospital bed in silence for a long time. She also rejected Xiao Yu's visit. Who is Xiao Yu? I don't know him. I don't want to see him. Hearing this from outside the room, Xiao Yu left in silence. In reality, Xiao Yu felt a certain amount of guilt because Xiao Yu had accidentally crashed into them while trying to target him. Therefore, Xiao Yu left some financial compensation and departed. Noticing that Xiao Yu had gone, Lu Ruyan cried silently in the hospital room. Everything from before had been a facade. She hadn't actually lost her memory. But her current mental state felt no different from amnesia. A person who was always highly intelligent was now unable to think clearly, reduced to a fool who couldn't process anything. How painful that torment was. Both of them missed the college entrance examination and had to wait until the following year to retake it. Lin Wan passed the exam for Peking University, but Lu Ruyan could only get into another university in Beijing. That was the absolute best result Lu Ruyan could achieve after pushing herself to the limit. On the first day of the semester, Lin Wan prepared another surprise. However, on that day, many students were walking toward the sports field, saying there was something exciting happening, as if someone were celebrating a wedding. Classmate, could you help me look for Xiao Yu? You're new here, right? Xiao Yu and Senior Bai are celebrating their wedding today, didn't you know? Senior Xiao and Senior Bai are equally outstanding. They skipped several grades in a row. Now she has been exceptionally promoted as a graduate student and even teaches at the university. They are always together, completely compatible. Around this time last year, he declared his love and proposed to her. That scene was so romantic that everyone envied them. And they are getting married this year, how fast? Speechless, Lin Wan stood almost paralyzed on the spot. She remained motionless for a long time, unaware of when she had reached the corner of the sports field. Lu Ruyan also appeared by her side. Both of them looked into the distance at the girl dressed in a white wedding gown. The yearning in their eyes never disappeared, but they knew it was already too late. Now, the bride and groom will exchange rings. Xiao Yu and Bai Ningbing exchanged rings and instantly kissed while the crowd cheered. Xiao Yu lifted Bai Ningbing up and ran outside the crowd. Are you happy marrying me? I'm happy. It seems we don't love each other passionately enough yet, but we understand each other perfectly. Two completely different souls, the moment they met, knew they were the right person for one another. Without realizing exactly when, Lu Ruyan and Lin Wan had already left in silence. The three who used to be so close had finally drifted apart completely. Although they lived in the same city, they often heard news about the couple. But they never saw them again. Until one day, Lu Ruyan and Lin Wan saw them on television. Countless people envied their love. The end.